And if you look up Brendan Schaub, he does not look like a black guy.
Let's see. Brennan? B-R-E-N-N.
I think it's Brendan. I'm not sure.
Brendan Schaub. The first thing that came up was Brendan Schaub, Kimbo Slice story. Oh, he is definitely not black.
Yeah.
What is Kimbo talking about? Kimbo, you okay?
Someone took one too many Kimbos to the head, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh. Yeah, I remember, like, this was because UFC was, it was weird. Like, back, like, when you were in school, like, even though stuff was kind of mainstream popular, if you didn't know it, it felt like it was underground popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
You could have been the only person to not know it, but if you didn't know it, it didn't matter. Which I guess is still relevant.
Right.
But, so I remember some friends talking about Kimbo Slice, and they were watching videos on, like, their flip phones. Or there was also always there was one or two friends that had the cool parents and got them the ones that you slid and revealed the keyboard.
Yeah. I had one of those.
Phone was the shit.
My parents didn't get it for me, but I got one of those.
My dad had a weird phone. So, stay with me on this.
Okay.
So, it looked like just a rectangle, regular phone.
Sure.
But there was a thin screen. Like, I'm talking about the size of, like, a piece of tape. And then numbers. And then you could also open that phone to reveal a bigger screen and then, like, a full keyboard.
Right.
But the speaker was on the tape screen phone.
Yeah.
So it was just such a weird phone. It was essentially two different phones.
Right.
In one phone. Let me see if I can find it. It was a dumb phone. I think it was a Samsung. So yeah, welcome to Twist Mountain, by the way. Do you like the music here?
It's like Paper Mario 2-esque.
You right. I don't hate it.
It's like some X-Knob music.
Oh my god, it is some X-Knot music. See, I understand that reference now because I've played and beaten it.
Man, what a game.
It's so good. What was the name of the bitch ghost?
The one that you recruit, or the
No, the one you recruit is Vivian.
Correct.
Who I think is.
Oh no, I don't remember.
Let's see.
Confirmed what?
TTYD. Isn't Vivian confirmed transgender?
In Japan, yes. They did not accept that shit in America.
No. They would now.
They would now, but yeah, back in the day. Which, by the way, super early year for something like that to be put in a game. That's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. But, like, if it wasn't for gaming, chances are we would never...
Yeah.
Okay, what is the name? God, why is
the Shadow Sirens?
Beldam in Maryland. It's Beldam.
Oh, yeah, that is it.
One thing I liked about that game, playing it for the first time, that I didn't know, the city is called Petalburg, and I was like, aw, Pokemon.
Yeah.
I like when games reference each other.
I like the one toad in Petalburg that, whoa, this area is pretty cool.
Right? And it's not covered in snow in the not winter months. Tusktooth, that's a solid looking team.
Yeah. I see what you mean about Butts. Now that, he's cool when you look at him, but then when you compare him to the rest of the team, you're like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, he lags. He lags big time. What level is Axie going to evolve at? 38. He's already well on his way.
Is that only evolution?
Nope, he's got 2.
Fuck. I don't know which way I want to go.
Final Axew is a badass.
Whoa. Hello, mustachioed man.
Oh, Cryogonal.
What type is he?
He's ice.
Oh, then I'm fucked. I gotta switch.
Yeah, he's cool though, right?
Yeah. All right, Tuss 2.
It's
Sorry.
It's like, what is his eyes? It's like, you don't know. Like, are those his eyes? It's tough to say.
Well, I don't know if it's tough to say considering he's blinking. But other than that,
Well, that's true. But I like it when you can look at a Pokemon and not know what it is right away.
yeah, you kind
gotta be
of.
like-
But like after you look at it for a bit, you're like, oh, okay, I see what I'm looking at. Oh my god, let me fucking tell you. Other Brian showed me a not chaotic Brian, but the one that used to live here. He showed me this.
Oh, he moved out?
Yeah, he moved out
Aw.
months ago.
Aw.
So since a repel's effects still linger, you can't use it. What? Then why did I run into a wild Pokemon?
Fun fact, if you have a weaker Pokemon in front, Pokemon will still show up. And by that same notion, if you go around, like let's say you walk around like the early levels of the game with a Pokemon that's like level 40, wild Pokemon won't show up.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
So like having stronger or weaker Pokemon can like increase or negate the effects of repel.
It's very interesting.
It is. Anyway, other Brian.
Oh yeah, so he showed me this fucking creature. This is terrifying. It's at the bottom of the ocean, which is already scary.
I don't want already scary. The ocean is not a place for humans.
No, sure isn't. That's their bit. It's a sandworm.
Already hate it.
Yeah, and it just like it opens up. How do I describe it even? It opens up like if you put your wrists together and your palms facing each other and then open up your hands, that's its mouth. And then the tongue comes out from like in between where your wrists are, and they come out from the sand, and they don't have brains and they don't have ears or any senses, but they have like little whiskers. So if a shadow lingers over them and like light source is blocked, or if one of the whiskers detects anything, it just shoots up and snaps, and it drags down things like 50 times bigger than them, like giant fish, and then just.
Are you talking about a mantis shrimp?
No.
Okay, mantis shrimps are cool.
But it snaps up and it burrows underground like a fucking bird snake thing from Pikmin. I forget what they're called.
Mulgera.
But
Mulgera is the boss, but
yeah. So and they pull underground, and it just creates like a dome, and then they just eat. And they can apparently, like, they're thin, but they can grow up to be like 5 feet taller than a human being.
Ew, no.
Yeah.
See, like, people are like, I want to see what's at the bottom of the ocean. It's like, why?
Do you
There's
though?
Only death can be down there. And I love swimming. Like, I'm a big time like tropical like seas and oceans. All the time in the world for that. But like the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah. No.
Hell no.
Definitely not.
Hell no. There's, what is it? Ocean monsters. There's one, like, no, we don't know what's down there.
Yeah.
And no chance it's friendly.
Super scary. That's a big thing about aliens too. When people talk about aliens, they're like, well, I feel like we would see them all the time. It's like, yeah, except for 80% of this world isn't on land. So like they could just
80%. I'm convinced it's like a mental thing at this point. Because it just happens so consistently.
Yeah, but this time it's like a real fact. This time it's a real percentage. Like 80% of Earth is water, right? Or 70?
That's
Is it
fine.
70? Whatever.
I think it's 70.
Somewhere in between there. So like, why would aliens be on land? We don't even know what they breathe or anything.
Don't say that. That's just so.
That's so
like,
what?
I don't know. That's so scary to think about.
Yeah, it sure is. But you know, once you like think about it for a while and you accept it, it's like whatever.
Yeah, but it's like Okay. I'm gonna go get some water, and then I'm gonna come back with one of my more deeper theories.
Yeah, let's do
It's
it.
gonna make me sound crazy, but
Philosophy, let's go. No, I don't think any of that shit sounds crazy because we don't know.
not even not even philosophy. Stay tuned. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
stay tuned. See if Little Smiles can survive long enough to get some experience. I'm gonna take this time to tweet. Seems like a good. Oh, Brian already tweeted. See? Little Smiles is leveling up really quick too. I really like him. Uh oh. That spells doom. Oh, never mind. I didn't do much. Man. He was really trying there. I can appreciate that.
Questions before I get into this. One, isn't it the best when you get a Pokemon and you catch it and it just fits right away?
Yeah, just kicks ass.
It's
Little
like there's
Smiles.
not much of a struggle period.
Yeah.
Go up to that rock, by the way, when you go up the stairs, 50% chance that there's a hidden item in that rock.
Okay.
Like when you go back the way you came,
Oh.
there's a little rock.
What? Oh, the little one.
Yeah, the little one.
No.
No, there wasn't? Okay. Second question, how do you like your team members? Because I haven't really asked that.
Team members are good.
Like-
I might find ones that I like more, but we'll see when we get there.
It seems like you really like Aligor.
Aligor is really good. Little Smiles is... I think Little Smiles and Axew are going to be my favorite. Tusktooth. I think those are going to be my two favorites.
And
And the rest are pretty
Cutie
good.
still performs well.
I'm not super big on any of the starters in this gen.
Right.
I like them all, and I don't quite hate any of them. But they don't stand out that much to me.
Yeah, I'm going to throw my hat in the Pawniard ring for sure, because if we catch a Pawniard, that'll give us water, ground, fire, ghost, electricity, grass, dragon, steel, and dark. That's 9 types for 6 Pokemon. Which is we'd be pretty covered. That's half of the types.
I
More
might...
than
Uh-oh.
half in this gen.
Oh, I'm glad
Did
to go
Tusktooth
first.
hold on?
Yeah, I sure did. After this cave, I think I'm gonna call it for the night because I wasn't gonna do
Okay.
a very long stream anyway.
Okay.
Dragon Dance, let's go.
What I was gonna say is, so I don't remember what specifically made me think this. I think it might have been Harry Potter, but it was like, I'm a huge believer, whereas people are like, we want to just see what else is out in space and other planets. I'm like, buddy, there's like a 0% chance we know what this planet has yet. Like, we don't know. I don't think we know half of what this planet has in store.
Oh, I agree.
So, like,
Why
it
don't we
sounds
explore
pretty
this
crazy.
first?
But, like, I'm not totally convinced that, like, there's not some kind of section of the Earth where, like, shit that we see in, like, Dragon Ball or, like, Harry Potter or Star Wars, I'm not totally convinced that shit doesn't exist. I'm just saying. It's like the Earth is so big. Like, you're telling me we know what exists on every foot of planet? No chance.
You know what though? I think a lot of people know more of the planet than they let out. Because like
Okay.
people are always like, oh, the government's hiding stuff from us, blah blah blah, and I agree with that to an extent. But not for the reason that I think the government wants to control shit or whatever. I think, like, the public is just fucking crazy, and if I were the government, I wouldn't want to be showing that shit to people either, because they'd be losing their shit.
Yeah, it's like, there's already enough to freak out about. Do you really want to freak out about shit that you didn't even know existed until it was told to you?
Right.
No chance. That being said, I don't necessarily think that, like there's aliens from other planets living on this, like, planet. No, I'm, like, thinking more of just, like, there are things that exist in just people that maybe we could not comprehend by just small-minded thinking.
I definitely think there's aliens, though, for sure. Not necessarily on this planet, but for sure in the world. I couldn't imagine this being the only fucking planet in this gigantic world. It wouldn't make any sense. One other thing